let's talk about ChatGPT-5. And I think it's very interesting that it's a new model. It is very powerful. It's like a PhD in your pocket. And I will share two big applications, how you could use it. And then I'm gonna go deep and show you some examples which I found fascinating about the model, what it can do, and what kind of applications could you also find in your marketing, maybe sales, and also customer support or service delivery. So that's what we're gonna cover today. But first of all, like most of us know how to use ChatGPT when they go to this site and you can log in, right? The second application is, okay, you actually can have API tokens and API usage of it, where basically you're paying not just to do prompts, but something like this. So this is an actual thing we build for ourselves for marketing purposes. Okay, so let me show you. So I have a company called Shopify where we basically help with marketing and sales for businesses. And we have like a lead magnet, just like this, where people can have an offer creation for them with AI. So this is a lead magnet. They answer a couple of questions, just like this. And after that, we basically have an automation where this survey information gets pulled into Zapier. We use Zapier to kind of automate this stuff. And then after that, there is a prompt in ChatGPT that basically pulls all of the answers and creates the desired outcome. In this case, it's an offer, but you get the point. For this, you cannot use like, I don't know, there's not like a simple zap for this, but you have to go into this API platform.ai, openai.com, and you need to actually buy their tokens for API. And here you can see the pricing, so you can see. But it's actually, for this kind of use case, you get 100 leads, maybe you would pay maybe 50 cents or €1 for this kind of flow, what you're doing. After that, the ChatGPT has a response. We put that response in a Google document. We add that Google document to a drive, and then we email that response with the result to the customer or to the lead or to that person. You can see it like right here as it is visible here. I thought that was very useful because I think many people actually do not know how to do that as well in this kind of scenario. But now let's look at some examples what the new 5 model can actually do. And there we have the first one. So what did it do for us? So it was working for 10 minutes. Yes, I was a little bit waiting a long time here. Okay. So the first edition, okay, so the edition number 1, social media growth, AI and authenticity. Featuring like a lot of references, okay, a lot of references, news, actionable tips. I think this model, the 5 model, also writes it a little bit shorter than the other models. This is the second one. Yeah, it has condensed a lot of information in a short text with a lot of references, different references, as you can see here. And this is what it propped out for us in this kind of style. I think you can make it more specific and it will be more useful, okay? So I think this is like very, very big overview for everything around that topic. Now let's try the second option, okay? So build me a 90-day LinkedIn content calendar for a CEO in the recruitment sector, targeting European companies that are looking for IT specialists to hire. Include a couple of things like 3 posts per week, a mix of personal stories, engage prompts, and CTA suggestions, hashtag recommendations. So let's let it do the job, okay? One more thing. So here I saw a YouTube video where one guy was making a 3D game, and I used the same prompt as him, and he had an amazing game, looking like a game that actually looks really good. And I'm a paid user for this ChatGPT, and you can see what kind of game it made for me, which is not as it should be. It works, like it is working. It made basically a game on AI, so it's pretty insane. But let me show you the one I saw in a video. So this is the video. It uses the same prompt, and this is what that person got. And you can see it looks like nice, but here's what I got, okay? So here's my game, the same kind of prompt. So I think Many times you will get different results, and it is something that also many people complain about, but just so you know, tweak it, work on it, and I think with time it's gonna get even better and better and better. And then here you can see what it spit out for this LinkedIn content calendar which we wrote, and it did a lot of job. It did a lot of research on some specific topics you can see here. What else is interesting? Key takeaways. It also made a graph of what I could post. Okay, the post types, topics, the hook, the CTA, some hashtags. Yeah, it's pretty much did a lot of putting all it together. And I think it's pretty interesting how it does it. And then I think each of these posts, you could actually basically ask them to make them as, let's say, 200 to 50 word posts with some key nuggets, and that would be insane. And this basically is insane. And then some more applications which could let your brain run. So it can help you to make ebooks, 10-page ebooks about specific topics, which you could use in marketing, right? You could use in marketing. So here's one example from myself, which I use. So we have a sales team tracking sheet, which we give to customers. This is a lead magnet, and we're getting 5 to 20 leads per day who are opting in and getting this document. Basically, with AI, you can basically prompt it to have this done, and you can very quickly test ideas. It can also help you to then make ads for that lead magnet, so you can see the application. So it's pretty wild. Okay, here's one other one: competition benchmark report, basically about your competition to know, annual trends, investor pitch deck. It can help you to do that. Business process automation guide. Again, this I don't think it's so practical, but it's an idea. Newsletters, which we did. Company expansion briefing. The LinkedIn post we also did, product launch strategy, talent retention, white papers, AI adoption roadmap for yourself, right? You could put basically what your business is doing, who you are, what you would love to do, and then it can help you to kind of think about what those things could be, okay? A thing that I liked, I made this calculator, but okay, I made this calculator in a different tool. It's called a Lovable. It's kind of more for this, but again, the ChatGPT 5 version can also do this, and there's no issue about this. So it can do the same thing as Lovable can do, but just Lovable has maybe a nicer interface, and it's more easier to deploy, okay? Because with ChatGPT, you need to kind of use some other tools to kind of get it live. With Lovable, it's fast. But here's an application. So I have a marketing company that helps with marketing services such as lead generation, sales funnels, and etc. And we made this to kind of show clients results that they could get with the strategies we can implement. Because we know for our ideal customer, we know what's the lead cost, we know what is the rate of meetings set, what is the closing rate estimated, so we can show a clear ROI. And these couple of tools could be very useful for many businesses to basically use as I said before, lead magnets, kind of client work stuff, showing clients some work. No, not showing some work, but like showing customers how it will be done, what could be expected. And it can be very not like documents, calculation, but like visually appealing, very easy to understand. And I really like those things, which you can do here. And the last point I would love to share, I think many times I get lost in building the prompt, because I have heard this like the prompt is very important. You have to have a good prompt in your kind of ChatGPT to kind of, like you have good results, right? But then the thing that you could do is just like ask them to make a prompt. So here's an example. So I ask it to, hey, build me a YouTube research and scripting prompt that prompt should be advanced and the script should sound like not like a script, but natural and with best practices from top YouTube creators. And basically it made me the prompt. And here is the prompt, right? It's like, you're an expert YouTube content strategist, editor, writer who has studied like the formats, hooks, storytelling techniques, like blah, 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 blah. Your job is to do this and that, objectives, script structures, style guides. Your output should include topic, and that's the prompt. And basically it took me 5-10 seconds to write the question, and the AI does the prompt. And of course, to make it really good, you should adjust these things always and kind of read them through, kind of think about what it is. And then that's how you have better prompts, which you will be getting better results. So ultimately you have better kind of things coming out, because many times the AI just spits out not great stuff. So I think this is a useful thing. And lastly, it just came to my mind. First, let's say we use it a lot for copywriting, so to develop copies. What we have found is when you don't have anything to give to the AI and just ask to make a good copywriting, let's say direct response copywriting, the results are not so great. But if you can provide examples of similar clients where we have done the copywriting, which we think and believe is really excellent, it's really good, and then ask it to do something similar, the results are much better. So that was the last thing I wanted to say. So I hope this was interesting. The tool is insane. It's very useful, and hope you're experimenting with it like I am. And yeah, let's use it. Let's try to do it more, and write in the comments maybe some things you have found interesting about it, which I have not thought about. Write it in the comments. I will read them and also check it for, ourselves, the useful things and etc. And of course, there are probably millions of things I could talk about this video, because there are millions of things you could talk about it. Okay, so stay sharp, make a move, and I see you in the next video.